Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ramadan. I'll be making a video for you guys over Call of Duty Black Ops 2 today. I'll be using the Scar H, and I'll also be playing on Hijack, which the gameplay is going to look familiar to some of you guys to a certain degree. I think this is a completely different gameplay, but I do realize my last video was posted with the exact same weapon and the exact same map. But let's be honest, guys, it's Hijack. You know how people like Hijack. It's one of those small maps, and small maps for some reason are people's favorite. I haven't quite understood that, I guess, to a certain degree. I think it would, in my mind, it would frustrate the living shit out of people more because you're constantly dying, but you know, people do like to hope that they can get the brilliant spawn or the engagement in which they are proficient or they exceed at. But I can't really speak for other people, so I guess I don't understand the reasoning behind choosing the smallest map in the game and hoping for a linear outcome. But when it comes down to it, guys, I'm going to be talking about something. Kryvosh gave me a brilliant idea. You know, all his wisdom in the tech department kind of inspired me to make this video. I want you guys to understand that I am in no way a PC elitist. I am in no way understand the complete composure or the understanding of PC lingo. I understand a few things. I understand a couple of, key components. I understand how to do research and, more or less ask for assistance along the way. But if you guys recommend something, that's amazing, but at the same expense, I'm probably not going to have a freaking clue. I'm familiar with these standardized things, like Intel branding and the brands and kind of that kind of stuff. I understand the ability to do a little bit more RPM on the hard drives. The solid-state drives are sufficiently better than hard drives, the whole 100 yards. But when you guys start speaking BIOS, you're going to lose me very quickly, so better that you know that in advance. But more or less, I was just giving a disclaimer saying that things that I talk about in the video are no way, shape, or form telling you guys that these are the best products on the earth. I'm not buying A-series stuff, and I definitely don't have a budget of $15,000 to spend on a computer. So, guess with that out of the way, let's proceed forward, ladies and gentlemen. So, as many of you guys know, I'm currently building a PC. I have never in my life been a, PC warrior or a PC gamer, whatever you want to call them. I've heard both sides. I've heard that the PC side is a little bit more aggressive towards the console guys. Granted, console guys are assholes to PC as well. So, in both circumstances, it does make sense why both sides don't exactly like each other. Now, I'm not saying that everyone is completely aggressive towards one side, obviously. I have no problem with PC guys. I could care less. I think the keyboard and mouse is a brilliant idea, and I think it's a great technology. Granted, PC does have the better graphics, the better gameplay, and, people can try to argue this with me all you want. It's still not going to work. PC is far superior in that category. When it comes to frames per second, graphics, the ability to play the game, it's a lot better. But with PC, there is a lot more hacks, modifications, stuff like that. Because it's going through just your computer, and it's going through that kind of thing, and it's a little bit easier to transfer information back and forth and do that kind of, uber elite hack shit that people like to do nowadays. Now, with that said, we have all seen that the console side is not a, flawless feature. I have played every single Call of Duty there is, and every single Call of Duty has been hacked to the point where people are flying around the fucking map and they have chrome weapons. It is the same on both sides. Both sides are not perfect, and I think many of you guys understand that. But how does this relate to my building of a PC, you might ask? Well, currently I'm building a PC. I have a lot of stuff already purchased, and for some of you guys, you might ask why I'm currently upgrading a couple more components. Well, currently what my mid-tower has in it right now, I have two GTX 680s, I have a solid-state drive of 125 gigabytes for the newest one I bought, I also have two 250 gigabyte hard drives, or solid-state drives, I'm sorry. I have a 1 terabyte hard drive followed by 3 monitors, a AMD 6-core processor at 3.8 gigahertz, and 64 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know if I just said that. Power supply, I'm not positive what it is, but it's suffice. It obviously functions all my components, and I've never had any problems with it, shutting down unannounced or anything wrong with my RAM. So I guess I hit a pretty good note on that one. But as many of you guys know, my computer is extremely prone to viruses for some fucking reason, or, it slows down over time. And for a long time, I thought it was viruses getting to my stuff until I realized that, don't get me wrong, AMD users, I realize that, Intel is not your best friend in the world, but when it comes to both sides, Intel is a little better when it comes to speed, performance, and the ability to do overclocking features. And that's kind of where I'm heading. I'm looking to upgrade my PC to a Intel i7 3770K at 4.2 gigahertz non-clocked. I don't know what the clocked feature would be, but I imagine it goes exceedingly ridiculously high. Now, for some of you guys asking, what is that It is a amazing graphics card for the common person. Basically, it's not a AAA series, it's not an A series, it's not those ones that cost thousands of fucking dollars to the point where the difference is literally to the nearest keyframe. It's not that big of a difference. It is an amazing piece of software. A lot of the bigger YouTubers that maybe you guys are familiar with, anyone ranging from CNanners to, Hutch to PewDiePie, I don't know, anywhere along that line, probably uses this processor. That would be my guess. Granted, some of those guys do make a lot of money, and maybe they did go for the better equipment. But I can promise you guys the 3770K is an amazing processor by itself. For some of you guys that are not too tech savvy, a processor is basically the brain of the computer. It functions a lot of the key components, and when you guys start up an application or anything like that, granted you don't already have it synchronized to different components in your computer, it actually makes it function faster, slower, depending on what your processor is. But in my circumstance, it's going to be amazingly fast. Now, some of you guys might be asking, I previously talked about my solid-state drives as in plural. I have 3 currently, which is pretty amazing, I guess, to a certain degree. But solid-state drives are basically like hard drives on steroids. It's like injecting your computer with steroids that run 24/7. And when I mean steroids, I mean the biggest steroids you can possibly think of. You're basically overdosing your computer beyond comparison. It is absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend it to any of you guys that maybe have a slower PC, maybe it's getting a little old, maybe instead of upgrading a lot of different components, maybe this would be something that you're interested in. It's basically a hard drive. Again, it stores all your information, but it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, other things that you guys might be asking or having any kind of information on, what kind of a motherboard am I going to be getting? And I wish I knew the name of it, guys, but I think it's called the V Formula something after that. I mean, it gets really weird after that, but I know it's an 1155 something, so I do apologize. I know that's not a whole lot of information for you guys, but you guys can do a little research. Just think of the 3770K, the i7. It holds up to 4 graphics cards in it, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, as psychotic as I am in certain degrees, everyone has a psychotic level of, to the point where they actually dream of buying ridiculous shit. And unfortunately, mine is buying PC stuff to a certain degree, or electronics. I do like electronics. I have 3 iPads, and I have a shitload of other stuff that I don't want to act like I'm cocky, but I have worked my ass off to get it. It's not like I was born into a wealthy family. Believe me, I'm not that, amazing yet. But when it comes down to it, guys, just, it's actually pretty cool. And I plan to get 4 graphics cards. I plan to get 4 GTX 680s, and it's going to be a long time. It's going to be probably a couple more months, but that's my plans at least. I might be even getting 6 monitors. I currently have 3, as I told you guys this already. And to some of you guys, that is absolutely crazy. Kryvosh is probably laughing his ass off right now because he thinks I'm crazy in that department. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just something that I think would be kind of cool. I know you can go even higher than 6, but I'm not going to be that crazy. But anyway, guys, how does this all relate to you guys? It really doesn't, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm currently going to be jumping to PC. I'll be doing the gaming side of it. I'll give you guys more information as it becomes available, but other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, signing off. Peace.